Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a single property website using Total Expert. This is what the website will look like once you're finished with it. You can see that it shows a very large picture of the home, which is very important to have these great big pictures rather than the smaller pictures you might see on other websites. And as the visitor scrolls through, they can see all the pictures that you upload, and you can put them in any order that you want. You want to make sure that your house, of course, looks great. You got all your pictures back from your photographer, and then the website will also allow you to put the links to your virtual tour and your video tour. You notice here that you have the description of your property and the information, of course, about the number of rooms and the price, etc. And then there's even a map view of where that property is located. At the bottom, this is a template here, but when you create it, you'll see your picture and your broker logo and your contact information here, making it compliant, as well as easy for someone to contact you if they want to take a look at the property. So let's go into Total Expert and I'll show you how to create this. Once you log into Total Expert, you'll go down here to Web Marketing and then to Single Property Sites. If you don't have a Total Expert account, just contact your Intercap Lending loan officer, and he or she can set you up with one of those, and it's free of charge for you to use that. Let's bring that back up again. So to create your single property website, just hit the Create button, and you'll see, first of all, the option to search by the MLS number. If your listing has been active for at least 48 hours, it'll be propagated so that you can download it and create a single property website in just a few seconds. If you're following the Captivate program, you're probably not going to have that time to wait, 2 days or 48 hours. And the pictures usually aren't as good either if you download it from the MLS. The MLS does downsample or downsize those pictures that you upload, and so by the time you bring them back to, or download them to the single property website, once they're blown up to the size that I just showed you, they might be a little pixelated or a little blurry. So it's actually best, I think, just to create this from scratch, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. But if you'd like to, you can search by MLS number. Once you find it, click on it, and it'll create the single property website with all that information that you uploaded to the MLS and the pictures in just a few seconds. So you can skip the first 5 or 6 options that are here. The first one I want to show you is this template. The Cavallo template is not my favorite at all. It kind of hides the house behind a dark kind of background. It does, showcase the buttons, but it just, people want to see how good the house looks first. So I recommend using the modern or the contemporary look of the website or template. And then you're going to want to add yourself as your agent. It should show you when it says agent partners, because you can have multiple people on here. You want to add yourself, and then if you are creating this from scratch, it's going to ask you to create a page link address. This is the unique URL or web address for this particular page. Notice that there's a hyphen here between page title. You can't have any spaces or special characters other than this hyphen or the dash. I'm just going to put in a bunch of numbers here, but I would recommend either the address of the property, or if you prefer not to put the address, which I totally understand, especially if you're going to keep this as an example to use in the future, then I'd put something like, Lakeview House, or house in such and such a neighborhood, or something like that, or home for sale, or things, something along those lines. And then once you've selected the name that you want to use, again without any special characters or spaces, then you hit Save Site. It won't let you save it if there's already a name by the same URL. Obviously you can't have 2 web pages with the same name, so it's going to require you to create one that's unique. And as I mentioned before, you're going to add yourself, and then you can add your lender partner as well. This will allow people that visit the page not only to contact you, but to contact the lender if they have a question about a loan. So contact you obviously if they want to look at the house, and contact the lender if they need some help with getting a loan for it. And then if you'll click on the pencil icon or the edit icon, this is where you're going to get most of the options that you're going to need to build your website. And this, as you can tell, does not take any special technical skill or anything like that. It's basically just filling out some form filters. I'm going to show you which ones are important to select. On the show banner, if you're doing this along the formula or using the formula for the Captivate listing web advertisements, you're going to probably have an open house for this weekend, so you'll select open house weekend. Once you create this page, it does not connect or stay connected to the MLS, so you're going to want to come in here and update this. If it's under contract, you can update it to that, or if it's sold, and that way you can use this as an example afterwards, as long as that the owner allows you to do that. Under the next option, force registration, highly recommend that you leave it at no. It's kind of a good thought to require someone to actually register so that you can get their information. But the whole intention of this single property website is to get them, all those great pictures that you had your photographer take. Hopefully the house looks great because you helped get it staged and all that. So it's really about getting them to see the pictures, see the 3D tour and the drone footage, and then take the next step. If you force the registration, they never get that chance unless they put their information in, and you'll lose quite a few of your viewers. On the meta description, honestly, they're probably these pages are probably not going to give you a whole lot of SEO value, so to speak. But you're welcome to to put something here. But I would just pick something easy, just like open house weekend, and then you can put the location or something unique to that. But like I said, it's probably not that important. On the page title, I would give it the same title that you gave for the web address or something similar to that. So if this is a house in a particular neighborhood, or it's got it's a particular feature, like it's a golf course house, so you can put golf course house in Vineyard, or something like that. But anyway, you can really pick anything that you want. I wouldn't go too long, but something that kind of describes the property in some way is fine. Now this is really important. This is the social media preview. So when you save your page, you're going to save this to social media. That's the #1 way you're going to get people to find this single property website. So the single property website really works as a landing page. And if you're following the Captivate program, you understand this is one of 2 main landing pages. And in order for them to get here, they're going to see it on social media. You're going to put that link there, and this is the image that they're going to see. So I would highly recommend choosing your very best image. The image that is on the outside of the house is probably best, but if it's a condo or townhome and the outside picture isn't the best, you can always pick an inside picture. So it really doesn't matter which one you choose here, but pick your very best picture. So I'm going to pick a picture here. I'm going to hit upload media, and I'm going to go to the pictures that I created for this house. And hopefully you did this on your computer, is you created a folder and put all of your final pictures that you want up there. If you follow again the program, there's recommendations on how many pictures you should put up there in sense of them being the best pictures, and what kind of pictures to avoid putting up there, because it's really about getting them to take that next step. So as I look at these pictures that I have available to me, this is really important as you look at these on your computer as well. Notice the size of the pictures. These are between 2.5 megabytes here, 3.4 is the largest I see. Some of them are at kilobytes, so there's 1,080 kilobytes for every megabyte. You really want to have your pictures between the size of about 1 and 5 megabytes. So just under 1 megabyte is fine, as long as it's not too far under. If it says like 100 or 200 kilobytes, which is the KB, that picture is going to be a little bit small, and when it's blown up to the size of what you can put on this website or this web page, it might not be as sharp and as clear as you want it to be. So when you talk to your photographer, make sure you ask him or her to give you access to pictures that are going to be used for the web, and that should be between 1 and 5 megabytes. For Total Expert, if it's bigger than 5 megabytes, it won't let you upload it. It'll be too large for the website to accept it. So make sure they're not any bigger than that. So I'd say 1 to 3 megabytes is perfect. So I'm going to look at these as icons so I can kind of see which one it is. I'm going to choose this one right here, front of house. And notice what I did before I even started this, because I'm going to put this on so many of different ads and places. I actually ordered them in the order that I want by numbering them, so that it's easy for me to do this when I put this up on Eventbrite, or add these to Facebook and things like that. So I'm going to upload this picture here. It'll take just a minute for it to upload. There it is. And then I use that image, and then you can see that it shows up here. So now whenever I once I save this page, once it's done, and then I upload, or I take the URL link, the web link, and share it on social media, this is the image that's going to show up when I share it on social media. Next, you have intro text. So it says the property. You can see that right here. You can change that. If it's got lake views or acreage property, I could put that, because that's what this one is. So acreage, and I noticed that they capitalized it all, so I'm going to cap it all. And then you'll notice when I click out of this, it changes it right there. So you get to see whatever you're doing on this left margin right there on the sample of what your page looks like. Then you're going to put in the address of the property, and then the city and state. That's just going to show up right here. It's not going to be what the map is, so I'll show you that in just a minute, but you want to make sure that that shows up correctly here so people can see it. And then the parallax background. So some of the templates that you use will have different options for its background. Basically, anything that you see as you scroll through here is what it's going to look like. So I believe down here is where that background is. I can't remember on this, but you can add again your favorite picture, and then if you don't like it, you can add a different one. So I'm going to upload, let me do a backyard picture. This one right here is pretty nice. And let me see if that, yep, so you can see that that shows up here at the bottom of the page, and it's just kind of a background image, so it's more for aesthetics than it is for it's not your gallery, I should say. And then obviously you're going to update your information about the property, the bedroom count, the bathroom count, square footage. You can copy this directly from your MLS listing if you didn't have it, download it from there, the year that it was built. The public remarks is what's going to show down here. And you're going to want to make sure you update that, so you can copy and paste this information here. And just as you do that, so I'm just going to write something here, just home for sale is what I'm going to put for now. And you can see that when I click out of it, it shows up here. So you're going to put that information there. So in the Captivate book, there are recommendations. One of them is not to put it on all caps. So I hope you're not writing your description of your property in all caps like I just did as this example. So please don't follow this example in terms of that, and make sure that you put in your description. Again, if you've already created your MLS listing, which you should have, and it's active and up on the MLS, all you have to do is copy that those details and put them in here. This is where you're going to put your the video link is where you're going to put your drone footage, and then the virtual tour link is where you put your 3D tour or your Matterport tour. These you should have gotten from your photographer. Now the virtual tour link, if you're using Matterport, is going to be a link that you can't download to your computer and upload to something else. It's a particular web page that you're going to put in. So make sure you copy and paste that link into here. The video link, however, even if your photographer or videographer sent you a video link that they are storing on YouTube or Vimeo, I recommend that you put it on your own YouTube page. So I'm going to come over here to YouTube and show you how that works. So if you go to YouTube and if you created a YouTube channel, which I'll create another video for that if you need to, instructions on how to create one, but it's pretty self-explanatory. It works with Google and your Gmail account if you have one, and then you can come in here to see your videos that you uploaded, and you can see I've got this vineyard property for sale. This is the property right here that I'm doing right now, so I'm gonna click on that, and then I've got this URL link that this video link that I can copy. And then I'll come over here to my single property website that I'm creating, and I will paste it in there. Whoops, that's the virtual tour link. That's where the Matterport one goes. And you can see that as soon as I create it, it creates that video tour link, which is going to show up underneath your property description. And then of course, once you put in your virtual tour link, again, this should be the Matterport link that your videographer or photographer sent to you. and you'll just put that in there. And that one, again, you can copy directly from what they sent you because you can't change the location of that. But the YouTube one should be your own YouTube channel, so you'll have to download it from your videographer and then upload it to YouTube and then share that link there. Now this map full address or coordinates, this is really important that you put in the full address of your property as it's found on Google Maps. If it doesn't show up, actually what you do is you'll put it here. Let me come back to that. Go ahead and type in the address first, the full address including the zip code. So you're going to put in the street address, the number and the street name, comma, city, comma, you don't have to put in US, but you do need to put in the zip code. If down here where the map is, it shows up like this where it shows the whole world, it's not finding it. So make sure that the address is correct. And if you need to check, you can go to maps.google.com, put the address in here, and then if the address isn't quite right, I know sometimes the address, even that the MLS may have, hopefully it's correct, but sometimes it's off a little bit from what Google Maps is. And this is using the Google Map or the kind of the GPS mapping coordinates so that map shows up correctly to where that property is located. So hopefully you don't have too much trouble here. There's only been a couple of times where I run into it where the city name or the zip code was a little bit off or something like that. Now, this is where you're going to upload your pictures. You'll want to upload all of your pictures, and it may take you 5-10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes even, to upload these pictures. But like I said, it's well worth the time to upload the pictures directly from your photographer, again, that are under 5 megabytes, but hopefully much larger than a few hundred kilobytes. And that way, you're going to get the best pictures for your single property website and really impress your visitors with very sharp and clear big pictures of your property. You can use the shift button or the control or command button, depending on what kind of computer that you're using, to select multiple pictures, as you can see that I'm doing here. And then I'm going to hit upload. I'm going to upload them all for this example, but you get the idea of what I'm doing here. There we go. So you can see that I've got the front of the house here and then the back of the house up at the front. So if I want to move these pictures around, I just drag and drop them in the order that I want. So this is how I wanted it to look, with the front image. And then you can see here on the right that you can look at it as it's being built and as the visitor is going to see it. So this is where you would continue to add these pictures. As I mentioned before, you unfortunately have to add them one at a time, but this way you can make sure you're getting the right pictures in the right order. And these should really be done in the same order and in the same, the same pictures that you added to the MLS. Once you've finished adding all of your pictures, then you'll come down to some fields about contacting you. You can see down below it says get in touch, and then your picture and your information will be here with your name, etc. And then if you have a lender, they'll be in there as well. And if you want to come back in here and change the order, it looks like it put the lender first, so you can change that by just dragging it. So now you would be there first as the real estate agent, and then your lender here would be on the right side of that. And that's as easy as it is to build your single property website. Very simple tool to use. And then at the bottom here, where it says publish, you're going to publish to a domain. It really doesn't matter the domain itself because you've got a unique page address link here. And it's not the domain that's bringing value to it. It's the link from the social media advertisement to this landing page so that they'll stick on it and look at your pictures and then your video tour and your virtual tour as well. So once you've finished adding all those links, so I'm missing of course the link here, you feel good about the description and everything else that you put in, all your pictures. Obviously you want that map with the right address to work. Then you'll go to actions and save, and then actions and visit site. And this is again what your site looks like with that large picture, and so much better than many of the websites that show a smaller picture of the house. And the visitor, of course, can flip through and see those great pictures, and then scroll down. They'll see their links, your description, everything else will be there, as well as your contact information. This URL or this web page link here is what you're going to share in social media. So follow one of the other videos if you need to learn how to put these landing pages and these ads up on your Facebook and Instagram pages, and then start those advertisements for your listing and for your grand open house. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.